In recent months, this image, known as the Super Mario 64 Iceberg, has been circulating throughout the internet, making more and more people aware of the game's truly mysterious nature. Today, we will be discussing one of the more neglected points on the iceberg. In the third layer of the iceberg image, one can see the text, 120 has spiritual significance. This is tied to the number of collectible power stars, 120, and is more true than any of us initially had suspected. While the complete significance of the angel number 120 has multiple interpretations, many of them have the common theme of growth, maturing, and moving on from old ways and on to new ways. This is significant to Mario 64 in that this was the first Mario game on Nintendo's newest console, showing that our hero is growing and maturing as a game mascot, not only arriving on a new platform, but also developing new skills not before seen in Mario games. Another theme associated with the number 120. But this is merely the tip of the iceberg. One of the biggest messages from this number is the instruction to take initiative and to have courage and perseverance. These aspects of the number 120 are what we will be exploring today, as this rabbit hole goes so much deeper than previously believed. I submit to you that the number 120 is not the only thing spiritually significant in Mario 64, but that the very game itself is a simulation of the book of Revelation from the Bible. The villain of Mario 64 is Bowser, King of the Koopas, and while he does take on the appearance of an oversized turtle, he also has several draconic traits. In the final book of the Bible, Satan is referred to as a dragon in several passages. In addition to these similarities, there are 3 Bowser stages, and they correspond to Lucifer's banishment from heaven. Lucifer attempts to overthrow the throne of heaven, and heaven is described as being in the skies, and the final stage is called Bowser in the Sky. Revelation chapter 20 verses 2 and 3 state that an angel bound Satan, the dragon, and cast him into the abyss. The first Bowser stage is called Bowser in the Dark World, and this level certainly appears to be an abyss. And finally, the second Bowser stage is called Bowser in the Fire Sea, which is synonymous with hell itself, as in Revelation it is called the Lake of Fire, where Satan is cast into for all eternity. The similarities do not end here, however. In chapter 12, the dragon is described as attacking a woman who is wearing a crown of 12 stars. The dragon is stated to have struck down 1/3 of the stars in heaven using his tail, casting them upon the earth. In Mario 64, Bowser has stolen all of Princess Peach's power stars and given them to his troops, hidden inside the castle walls, many of which can be found underground or inside the earth. Furthermore, Mario defeats Bowser by throwing him by the tail. Later on in the chapter, in verses 15 and 16, the dragon is described as spitting a torrent of water at the woman as she flees, but the earth swallows the water, allowing her to escape. Before you can battle Bowser the second time, you must make it through the water level Dire Docks. Upon earning the star in the mission Board Bowser's Sub, the level warp recedes, allowing you to access the second Bowser level. Upon proving your skill, the castle itself moves the entrance to Dire Docks to give you another shot at defeating the evil dragon to save the princess. During the final battle with Bowser, he is colored like a rainbow. A rainbow is merely light that is passed through a prism. The name Lucifer means bringer of light. This only solidifies that Bowser is indeed the devil himself. Another layer of the iceberg makes note of the negative emotional aura from the stage Wet Dry World. This comes as no surprise, as the town of Wet Dry World is clearly the city of Babylon. The city of evil is referenced numerous times in the apocalyptic passages. This once thriving and prosperous city meets its end, and all the world mourns. The Bible specifically mentions that sailors and merchants who traveled by sea mourn the fall of Babylon. The town in Wet Dry World is abandoned, drowned under the rising and lowering waters, and yet riches remain scattered around. No doubt relics of wealth from before the city's destruction. More evidence of this can be linked to Jolly Roger Bay, as the sunken ship contains many empty treasure chests. The empty chests and sunken ship symbolize the seafaring traders whose livelihoods were ruined by the fall of Babylon. These points have mountains of evidence to back them up, but that still begs the question, what is the significance of 120 stars? As stated earlier, this number states that it is time to enter new ways and leave behind the old, such as the ways of the new heaven and the new earth in Revelation. As Mario regains the stars one by one, the castle is restored and new areas are presented to him. On the subject of stars, each playable main course has a total of 7 stars. 7 is a biblical number. This is the sign that this is a holy mission. In addition to this, it is very important that Mario is the one to carry out this task. The Vatican, the capital of the Catholic Church, is located in Rome, Italy, and as the world knows, Mario is Italian. The true significance of 120 stars is that Mario is on a mission from God to endure the trials of Revelation and restore peace to the Mushroom Kingdom. With all of this evidence, we can safely say that the game is indeed a simulator of the end times, and it is our mission to control Mario and stop Bowser to save the world. But this, too, may just be the tip of the iceberg.